Fellow sodomites, we're here to bring an end once and for all to a battle which has gone on here in the district for far too long, very far too long. Starting in 1961, when Illinois set the example by repealing its sodomy law, we've watched as over half the states, comprising some 75% of our national population, have repealed or overturned these odious and immoral laws, restricting our most personal conduct and illicitly imposing upon us the immoral morality of a mindless minority, most of whom themselves routinely violate these laws, and which reliable data indicate are regularly violated by some 93% of all adults, not just gay adults, in America. Such hardly avant-garde states as Nebraska and North and South Dakota have repealed their sodomy laws. As you were just told, Kentucky just followed suit, and there's a good chance that Michigan and Texas may well join the list shortly. But here in the district, we have been thwarted by a bunch of nutty fundamentalists from other places. And so the whole population of Washington remain habitual, recidivist, repetitive felons, held hostage by a small group of noisy fascists. With the unanimous vote of our city council and the signature of our mayor, we succeeded in ridding ourselves of this odious law in 1981, only to have Jerry Falwell and his fellow hate-mongers defeat us on Capitol Hill. Since then, we have had the infamous Wilhelmina Rolark standing as an immovable obstacle in our path. The fates have intervened, and Rolark is happily on her way out at long last. We now have before the council a very simple little bill, the Bill 9-79, which I am pleased to have been privileged to draft, introduced by Councilmember Nathanson, from whom you will hear later. It simply adds to our existing sodomy law one short sentence. No act engaged in only by consenting persons 16 years of age or older shall constitute an offense under this section, that is, under the sodomy law. Efforts are being made to achieve enactment of this at the earliest possible date. The council needs to know of your support for this repealer. Make sure that you contact them soon and frequently, and every one of them. And let them know loudly and clearly that this is a litmus test issue, in which a negative vote by any council member at any stage in the process will be considered permanently unforgivable and will override anything else good in their records, past, present, or future. Sodomy is a delight. In all of its myriad forms, it's wonderful. We should have more and better enjoyment of more and better sodomy by more and more people more and more frequently. If you haven't already done so, try it, you'll like it, and encourage everyone else to do likewise. And let's make it legal. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. My name is Greg Scott, and I'm a confessed sodomite. Here in the District of Columbia, as you well know, that makes me a common criminal. That's right, a common criminal. Just because of who I love, just because I'm queer. But I say sodomy is not a crime. Repeal the law. It's time, repeal the law now. Repeal the law now. Repeal the law now. But wait, if the law says I'm a common criminal, why am I not in jail? The police know I'm guilty. Only last year, I walked right into 3rd District headquarters and surrendered. With 5 other sodomites, I gave the police graphic details of my felony. We said, if law's a crime, send us to jail. But they knew that if tested, this law would fail. The police didn't want the publicity, the prosecutors didn't want the scrutiny, and the city council didn't want the responsibility, didn't want to do their jobs, didn't want to change the law. But that I can stand here freely and sing I'm guilty, guilty, guilty proves that DC Code 22-3502 is a bad law, an archaic law, an unenforceable law, which should be changed, no, must be changed, even if we must go to jail to change it. Here I am, I've confessed, now let's put the law to the test. Here we are, we're all confessed. Let's put the law to the test. 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 In the last decade, we have watched religious zealots in Congress strike down sane sodomy law reform in the name of morality. We have heard the sodomy law used as justification for violence against us, violence sometimes perpetrated by the very police department sworn to protect us. We have watched the wicked witch of Ward 8, Wilhelmina Rolark, stubbornly oppose repeal efforts, even as our husband's good buddy, Chief Fullwood, was using that law to terrorize O Street, the same coveted block of real estate, coincidentally, where the wicked witch wanted Metro to build their new bus garage. Again and again, in D.C., as in half the states of our supposedly free union, queers have become the victims of power broking and political manipulation, and as criminals, we are helpless to defend ourselves. Helpless against a veritable theocracy, helpless against the willful politics of a few insiders like the wicked witch of Ward 8. But I'm here today to tell that witch and the entire city council that not the church, not the state, but I alone decide my fate. Repeal the law now. I know you may be thinking, but we've been here before. We screamed these same words on these same steps so many times before. But I've got news. As you well know, we're not in Kansas anymore. The primary vote has spoken. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch is dead. Repeal the law now. Thank you.
Freezing my butt off up here, so I'm going to say what I got on my mind. Plus, I'm the outgoing president. So, what I want to say is that one of the reasons why we do not have sodomy repeal in the District of Columbia today is because we are too damn nice. We don't fight hard, and we don't fight dirty, and it's goddamn time that we do. Freezing my butt out here, and I can't change the law. These people in here can, and I'm ready to name names. I want to know why Charlene Drew Jarvis is not here today publicly giving her support. Where are you, Charlene? Where are you, Charlene? I want to know why Harry Thomas, who originally, when he first ran for office, was supported incredibly by gays and lesbians in Ward 5. Why he's not out here. Where are you, Councilmember Thomas? Where the hell are you? I want to know where John Ray is. I want to know where Bill Lightfoot is. I want to know where Jim Nathanson is. Where are you people? You know, as a political leader in the community for the last 2 years, I'm asked by the community members, well, gee, what are you doing at just doesn't seem that things are getting done. And yes, you're right, we cut deals in the back rooms. And you know why we cut deals in the back rooms? Because they won't get up here and say it publicly. That's why we have to cut deals in the back rooms. Damn it, let's make them say it publicly. Put all the responsibility on them. It's the responsibility of the community as well. This isn't just a gay and lesbian issue. I can stand here till I'm blue in the face and say that, and nevertheless, it's still going to be looked at as a gay and lesbian issue. So, fine, spilt milk as far as that's concerned. Then it is our issue. Let's own the issue, and let's take credit when we get the repeal of it. Though, is that they are responsible, they can make the changes, but they are politicians, people. They don't really care about you. They care about getting reelected. And damn it, if they thought their reelection depended upon sodomy repeal, it would have been repealed by now. Whenever I read in the Post and the Times, it's always said that we are always tagged as an influential gay political community in the district, which is, of course, why the issue even gets raised. Well, let's be influential. You know, it's very nice that President of Dignity comes here, says words in support. Dignity has thousands of members. Write to your council members. Do something. Don't just talk about it, and write them a letter, and don't just say you support sodomy repeal. Point blank, tell them if you don't get sodomy repeal off the books, then you're out of here. We get bamboozled from one end to the other. Jack Evans has been saying for 18 months, I'm behind you, the council's behind you. Well, how come the other council members aren't standing with him here today? I don't believe it, and I'm not going to believe it until I see it. I don't know where they are today, and I don't know what was more important for them to be at than being here in support of supporting the citizens of the District of Columbia and telling us in their own words they don't want to make criminals of us anymore. I want to hear from them. I don't want to hear it from Jack Evans anymore. I want to hear it from the rest of them. He doesn't speak for them on any other issue. He shouldn't have to speak for them on this issue either. Where the hell are they? What we have been hearing for months and for years now, it's Wilhelmina's fault. Get rid of Wilhelmina and we're fine, so fine, the Wicked Witch is dead. But I'm also here to tell you that that's a lot of bullshit. Because there are other members of that committee that could have moved this bill. And they blame it on Wilhelmina, and I'm damn sick of it. Last thing I have to say is in terms of Congress, wonderful Congress, 3 more months out for those bastards that voted against us. Let's get them.
Sodomy is a delight. In all of its myriad forms, it's wonderful. We should have more and better enjoyment of more and better sodomy by more and more people more and more frequently. If you haven't already done so, try it, you'll like it, and encourage everyone else to do likewise. And let's make it legal.